Hi there, I'm going to show you a few techniques today with the GoPress and foil machine. So there's a number of things that we can do with the machine. So the first one is going to be actually adding foil to all of our standard chipboard. First of all, we take a metal shim that comes with our machine. It's in the box with your Go Cut and Emboss machine, and we're going to pop that inside and heat that one up in there. While that's heating up, we can put our foil with the coloured side down on top of there. Pop our raw chipboard on the top of that one, and then just a cardstock shim in behind that. We're going to leave that on there just to warm up for 30 seconds, and then we'll be able to run it through our die cutting and embossing machine. Okay, now that we've got that heated up nicely, we'll just take that off the base here, and we're going to run it through our Go Cut and Emboss machine, or similarly, if you've got another die cutting machine or embossing machine, you can run it through that. Take that off now. You can see it's all ready to go. And there's our beautiful crisp foiling onto our chipboard pieces. Okay, so the next technique we're going to show you with our GoPress and foil machine today is actually how to do foiling with existing dies that you have, your thin cut dies. We just take one of the dies, we place it down on the heat pad here and allow that to warm up. Then we're going to just pop our foil with the coloured side down again over the top of this, whatever card or medium you wish to transfer your design onto, and then we're going to just close that one up. Once that's had a few seconds to warm up, we'll be able to just run it through our embossing machine. There we go. Open that up, take that off, and there you have beautifully thinly embossed with foil design. Okay, so for our next technique, I'm going to show you how to use a standard embossing folder and actually use that to foil onto a piece of card. You'll need to take your metal shim and pop it down on the heating pad and allow that to warm up first of all. While that's happening, we can take a piece of foil that we've cut to size. Again, the coloured side is going to go face down onto here. Piece of cardstock that we want to transfer our design onto. It's going onto here. And then we're going to take our emboss folder. Now your emboss folder has a debossed and an embossed side, and we want the actual embossing side so that the actual image is actually pushing up, and that's the design that we're going to push down onto there and sit onto that bit there. You'll probably need a couple of cardboard shims for this, so just pop that in. Depends on the pressure in your machine and also how thick your emboss folder is. So if that goes in there as well, then you can actually use that to run through. This plate is a little bit thicker than a B plate, so we'll just need to substitute for our standard B plate that we run through our machine, and I'll just turn this because it is a little bit longer, and we're just going to run this through the machine sideways. Now this plate does allow you to actually take this off, so you could take that off if you were doing a lot of this, and that would actually make this a lot easier, but for the purposes of this, we're just going to run this through this way for you. There we go. Sit that back here, pull all of our bits off, and now you can actually see that your embossed design has actually transferred the foil onto here. Okay, so for the next technique that we're going to show you, we're actually going to use the machine for what it's actually specifically designed to do, which is actually hot foil stamping. So this is one of your hot foil stamps, and you simply place that onto your heating pad and let that warm up. Once that's warmed up for about 30 seconds or so, you can actually take your piece of your foil that you've pre-cut to approximately the same size and try and take your sharp corners off there and put that on top of your hot foil stamp. And then just take a piece of pre-cut card, ready, the one that you want to put your design onto, and place that on top of that there. All we need to do now is close this lid and simply run that through our machine. If you go just a little bit slowly, just to make sure that it's getting nice pressure on all of the raised design bits. There we go. Oh, and now when we take this out, peel this back, here's your nice foil stamp design there. Similarly, you can also use the hot foil stamping idea onto other mediums. So this time I'm just going to put a word down, and I'm actually going to take a long piece of a linen ribbon here, and we're going to actually foil our message, our friendship word, onto this ribbon. So you can actually take any other medium that you can get through your machine successfully, and you can actually put your stamped messages onto that as well, or your hot foil press images. So we'll simply put our word down there, pop our foil on top of that, again with the colour down, and then we're going to simply pop our linen ribbon in behind that one, and we'll just allow that to heat up for 30 seconds, and then we'll run it through our machine. There you go. Okay, so now we'll just take that from there, run it through our embossing and die cutting machine again. And I might just bring this one back a second time, just so we get some nice, slow, even pressure over the whole ribbon. Since we're going on to something with a texture, always pays to give it a little bit more support. And as you can see, we've actually managed to transfer our word in beautiful gold foiling onto our linen. Now this is very exciting. One of the new things that we're developing to go with this machine that will come in 2017 is an actual die that will also apply your heat foiling as you go. So this die will actually sit onto your metal shim, which is already heated on top of your heating pad there. You'll then place your foil down on top of that, your chosen bit of cardstock that you want to cut out of. And then we're actually just going to, depending on which machine you're using, pop some shim and a metal cutting plate in there just to protect the top plate of our foiling machine. And then we're going to run it through our die cut and embossing machine there. So we'll give this just a nice slow run to get the foiling on, and then we'll just bring it back that second time just to help with the die cutting of it. There we go. Let's have a look at this. Oh, there it is. It's come out with this one. So we can take our foiling. So we've got our die cut shape here, but we've also got the foil attached to that, which we can just peel off to take that top level off there. And you can see that it's going to add all of that foiling design as well. As I said, we're just making some design developments to improve that, and that won't transfer onto there. So that'll be very exciting when they come along in 2017 as well. Okay, so one of the other techniques that you can actually use your machine for and your hot foil stamps is to actually do letterpressing, and the machine actually does that really well. You don't need to have your machine turned on. You take your hot foil stamp and sit it on your mat here. Simply choose whatever medium you want to transfer onto, and obviously it will need to be something that you can actually press into. So we're going to pop that one on top. Now I've found that what's working really well with this is a latex mat on top of that, because it actually gives the hot foil stamp something to press into nicely. And then it's just, you use a B plate because we've added some thickness there. We can't use that one as well. So I'm simply going to take that one and run that through as so. There we go. Just bring that back so it's easy to take out. And like I said, it doesn't need to be turned on for this because all it's doing is adding an impressed image there. And if you can see that, it's actually put a beautiful letterpress design into that cardstock now. Okay, so what we're going to do now is actually use our hot foil stamps, and we're going to apply ink to those and actually use it as a letterpress with ink. So we just need to sit this down on a piece of cardstock, simply just to catch any excess ink that might go over the edges. Gently tap a solid ink pad over that, obviously nothing too spongy, go. And that just allows me now to pick that up, and I can just tip that onto here so that I've got a clean surface. Take my piece of cardstock that I want to actually put my design onto and simply put that on top of that. I can close my lid. This doesn't have to be heated up to use this technique. It can be done just with the plates and it doesn't have to be actually warm. And then we run that through the machine. And remove that. And you can see that we've simply taken the design of our hot foil stamp, and we've now just actually stamped it and actually letterpressed it into the cardstock there, so you can actually see the depth of that as well. So I've got one more thing I want to show you today, and that's the new die cut and bond from it comes on a long 25-metre roll, and simply take a piece of this, cut yourself a section of it, and I've simply popped a bit on the back of cardstock here. Now, just as you would normally die cut through your standard die cutting machine, I've simply taken a die, cut that through the machine, and that leaves me with my die cut shape that's actually got the die cut foil and bond on the back, and we can peel that off. And you'll be able to use the same plates now from your GoPress and foil machine. They don't need to be heated up or anything. You'll be able to pop that down here with your foil over it. So with the colour going onto there, transferring onto it. And we're just going to close that. It doesn't need to be heated for this technique, and you can simply run that through your machine. And that's just going to give that some extra pressure and help push that foil onto there. We can take that out now, and as you can see, we're just going to peel this back, and all of our foil, you can see, has transferred onto our die cut shape beautifully. So there's another quick idea for your plates from your Go Foil and Press machine, and combined with the new die cut and bond tape. Thanks for watching these new ideas with the GoPress and foil machine. We hope you have as much fun as we have had with it, and we look forward to seeing all the wonderful creations you make with it. Until next time, bye.